Today we're going to be making peach jam. So this is the last of my beautiful peaches. I have taken the last bag off of the trees, and that's it. Well, believe it or not, I did not have enough peaches. I just can't believe that. I needed just a little under 4 cups, 3 3/4 cup. I basically had 3 cups of peaches. Now I put my peaches through a food processor. I do leave a couple little chunks, so I had to go out and pick a couple plums, and then I realized I had some frozen peaches I could have used. But anyway, this is gonna be wonderful. So I've got my 3 3/4 cup of fruit. I've got a 1/4 cup of lemon. I actually freeze mine, but they work out just great. And then you're gonna add 1 package of powdered pectin or 4 tablespoons. So we're gonna add that right now while the peaches and the plums are cooking. Now, these peaches are gonna look a little bit different, almost pink, because I went ahead and blended together some of my white and my orange peaches, and so this is how they come out. I'm just gonna stir this, and we are just gonna wait for this to come up to a boil. This is gonna be such good jam. This is when my peaches are really the most ripe. See, I do have a couple little pieces of peach in there, and even a couple little pieces of plum. And this is gonna make a beautifully, just this little amount of plum is gonna make just a wonderful color to my jam. Once it all cooks up, and I may take the immersion blender, I just have to see exactly how many large pieces I have in here. It doesn't look like I have much. I usually like a little, but this is probably more than enough. So we're gonna let this come up to a boil, and then we're gonna add 5 cups of sugar. But before we do that, we're gonna measure out our sugar so everything is ready. I like to have everything on hand because the minute that this is ready, you wanna add all the sugar at one time. So I'm just gonna set this aside until we're ready to add it to our mixture. See already this beautiful color you're gonna get from these plums. They're just beautiful. And this is the only jam that I made this year. I didn't make any other jams. So I'll bring you back in a few minutes after it started to boil, and we wanna bring this up to a hard rolling boil before we add our sugar. Okay, we've got a nice boil taking place with our jam. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my 5 cups of sugar. Ooh. And give that a stir. I want it all stirred in at the same time. Now the sugar is what's really gonna change the texture from fruit to jam. I don't know, I think it must interact with the pectin, or I'm not really sure what it does exactly, but the jam will become darker, it will become more jam consistency. So what we're gonna do, make sure the sugar is all stirred in. Now you wanna continue to stir this because you don't want anything to burn. It's a lot of sugar and a lot of different things in your container, but we wanna bring this up to a full rolling boil. When it comes up to a full rolling boil, and I'll show you what that looks like. So what I usually do at this point, a little trick my grandma taught me, is that I take like a 1/2 tablespoon of butter and I just put it in, and it kind of helps cut some of this foam. All right. Look at how the texture of this jam is changing. It's starting to look just like jam. Beautiful, and it's going to be just as delicious as it is beautiful. Now we're going to jar it up, and it will have to rest for 24 hours. But in the meantime, there's usually a little bit left over on the pan. So when we get that, we'll give it a little try so I can let you know how the taste came out. Are you enjoying this video today? If so, will you give me a like or a thumbs up, or share this video with someone you think might be enjoying it as well? I'm gonna try to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year. And at the end of the year, if I hit my 10,000 subscribers, I'm gonna be giving away a brand new Presto canner to one lucky subscriber. So if you're interested in being part of that drawing, please subscribe today. Send me an email to homesteadpatch63@gmail.com. And I will go ahead and put you in the drawing. And if I can hit 10,000 subscribers, we all win. Okay, my jam has started this rolling boil. It's a boil that cannot be stirred down. So I'm gonna go ahead and set the timer for 1 minute. Now in the meantime, I'm gonna start skimming off some of this foam that's accumulated on the top of the jam. And it's really easy. It doesn't take much effort at all. And it doesn't really hurt anything, so if you wanted to leave it, you could. This is a lot for this jam, so I don't really want this on the top of my jars if someone opens them and they're not familiar with, the foam that comes from cooked or, fruit that is not 100% cooked. I don't want them to worry that there's something wrong with the jam. All right, I'm gonna leave the rest of that and just stir it into my jam. It'll be just fine. So I usually do an array of jars, different sizes and things like that. And the reason I do is because I like to give these away as gifts for Christmas gifts. This will be really pretty. I probably will use like a green bow. And I'm gonna fill this up to 1/4 inch of headspace. And then I'll top these off as needed. Now the jam will actually turn more into jam as this starts to, after it goes through the canning process, it's gonna go through a water bath canner for 15 minutes. And as soon as that's done, then it's gonna sit for 24 hours and the jam will continue to get, more and more thickened, and it will just come out perfect. This is already jamming up, so this is gonna be really good. It looks like I'll have some for tomorrow. Well, I was thinking tomorrow was a weekday, it's the weekend, so I won't have my grandkids, but that's okay. It'll be here on Monday, or I may just take them a jar, I don't know. So I wanna get this up to 1/4 inch of the headspace. What I'm gonna do now is just take I take a wooden skewer and I just give it a little stir just to make sure there's no air bubbles. I can see the tops are already starting to set, so this is gonna be some really good jam. And then I've got some vinegar and a paper towel. I wanna make sure that I get all of the sugar off of these jars because that will definitely affect the seal. All right, these are gonna go in the boiling canner for 15 minutes, and as soon as they're done, we're gonna give this a little taste test. Now this is the foam that I was telling you about. I took off the top. Now this actually is jam. It's just kind of a colored jam. It's already set up. My grandpa used to call this cotton. I don't know why, but he would save that little bit of foam, whatever it was left for him, and he would have it on some toast or biscuits or something. So my jam came out really good. I love the taste, I love the flavor, I love the smell, and the consistency. It's gonna be just some great jam. So I have a couple small ones I'm gonna give away as Christmas presents to a few friends that I know really like peach jam. Of course, it's gonna be a peach plum jam. And then I'll keep the pint for myself and we'll see how it goes. So thank you for watching me today. Thank you for watching this video. And give canning a try. If it's something you haven't tried before, there's the National Center for Home Preserving. I'm going to give you a link below just so that you can check it out. And they pretty much walk you through everything step by step, and there's some really good canning videos online. So give it a try. If you've got extra fruit or vegetables or meat or what have you, it's a great way to make use of what you have and use it throughout the whole year. So if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Give me a like, a thumbs up, or ring the bell for future notifications. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.